A very good Tuesday morning to everyone out there across the Wobbles community and beyond. Landon here with you to bring you your latest weather and night forecast courtesy of On Target. Getting a look out here, folks, we got a cold front that's approaching out from the west, shoving in southerly winds, already creating a very warm and muggy feel for us early this morning. It's also going to be priming up our atmosphere for the opportunity of an active pattern to be taking over. As this cold front continues to push eastward, we're going to see better development right here across our region for showers and storms, some which could be strong to severe as we work later into today on into this evening as well. Let's get a look across the region, shall we? D93 Skycam overlooking downtown Bowling Green. Already got the cloud cover that's starting to increase across the region out ahead of that approaching cold front. Same can be said overlooking our Morgantown Skycam as well. Got the cloud cover already thickening up out there with moisture becoming more abundant and available. And as previously mentioned, folks, it is already very warm and very, very muggy. We've got readings on the temperature scale that's located right around the 70-degree threshold. Dew points are already pushing up near the mid-60s. It's already a warm and muggy feel out there. And it's only going to get hotter and a bit more humid here as we work throughout the day. Folks are going to be pegging highs once again either side of the mid-80s. Going to be very warm out there despite the cloud cover, so do not let that deceive you. We just took a look at the latest surface map there, and we're going to fast forward until early and mid-afternoon and showcase what this is going to look like. Cold fronts approaching here right here from the west, and it's going to hang up. That's going to allow for all this warm, juicy air to flow in here out of the deep south and out of the Gulf. That is what is going to be setting us up with the ingredients within our atmosphere that could be bringing strong and severe storm chances. Now, folks, areas of low pressure, just a quick little meteorological lesson. Winds flow in a counterclockwise direction around areas of low pressure, all right? So whenever we have this acting in this nature, that is what is reinforcing these southerly winds that's bringing all that warm, moist air right across our vicinity. We can take a look here at the short-term model guidance. We might get in on a few stray showers, isolated storms this morning, but the best opportunity that we're paying close attention to is going to be from roughly early afternoon through early evening. You'll note here as we approach lunchtime, you can see some stronger cells, especially up and around the Louisville metro. Some isolated cells tailing off at the end here. But then as we work into mid-afternoon on into this evening, this is whenever we get the activity that becomes maximized, not just across our region, but across the vast majority of the Commonwealth. These are the cells that we're going to have to keep close eyes on. Looks like we will be dealing with a damaging wind threat mostly. Lower tier on the severe scale as far as threats is large hail. Maybe an isolated tornado spin up, but the parameters I'm seeing, it looks like a tornado will be very, very difficult to get down to the ground. That is the good news. We're going to see this come to an end here by the time that we roll into the mid-evening hours, right around 9 to 10 p.m. We should settle down here with the loss of daytime heating. Coming along with that line today is going to be some pretty impressive storm fuel. We're looking at CAPE, that is convective available potential energy. This is storm jet fuel, okay? Fuel in a car, storms need CAPE. It needs that warm, moist air to go. And with some instability available, we've got CAPE along the magnitude, folks, of 2,000 joules per kilogram, which is more than enough to support strong and severe storms. Combine that with a lifting mechanism with a cold front approaching from the west. We're going to have dew points well up into the 60s. We look for dew points at or exceeding right around the mid-50s to support strong and severe convection. So all the ingredients are going to be present. Here we are rolling through the mid and latter part of this afternoon, right whenever the previous model there was just showcasing that. And we still got over 2,000 joules per kilogram of CAPE that's present across the region. This is why the severe storm risk will be staying alive throughout that time frame. Now let's work throughout the remainder of the work week, shall we? Because we're going to have a continued active pattern. We get the activity that settles down throughout the overnight on into the pre-dawn hours of our Wednesday, and then we got the opportunity of some stronger storms developing. It doesn't look like they're going to be of a severe nature, but they will be present and could be efficient rain producers throughout our Wednesday. I think We'll stay drier throughout our Wednesday, but these scattered storms will still remain present. And then you'll see here, as we get into Thursday, the parent cold front arriving from the west is going to be bringing a return of more activity. And yes, some of these storms could become strong to severe. Folks, the driving force behind this is this cold front that is hanging up across the region. We'll put this into motion. You can see it takes its sweet time with continued rounds of showers and storms all the way through where we work into Thursday. Here we have the developing low. Cold front's finally going to blast through here during Thursday afternoon and evening. We get some rain showers that hang up along the backside of the front throughout our Friday as well. But then high pressure is going to dive in here out of the north and west, folks. And that is going to set us up for an absolutely immaculate weekend. We're going to be looking at sunshine coming back into the fold throughout our Saturday with highs down between the low and mid 70s. Same song and dance throughout our Sunday with the northerly wind component keeping the humidity at bay. We're going to be well deserving of this coming weekend's weather with what we're going to have to deal with today throughout the end of the work week. All right, we want to jump over here and we want to break down the latest. Here is the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today. The entirety of the Wobbles community in a 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather. Damaging wind is our primary concern. Much lesser than that is going to be large hail, maybe an isolated tornado threat, but we are focused on efficient rain producers, loads of lightning, and damaging wind. Time frame for this, roughly 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. this afternoon. That's going to be taking shape during that. Also got a big Champions League semifinal game this afternoon, so hopefully the 2 to 4 p.m. range storms won't be impacting that. Folks, I'm just speaking my hobbies into existence. Excuse me, okay? Here we are rolling into Wednesday. We got a generalized thunderstorm risk, perhaps an isolated strong or severe storm. Thursday, they bring that risk to include ice, so 1 out of 5. Damaging winds remain the primary concern. Overall, not extraordinarily confident in a significant impacts in the Wednesday to Thursday time frame. I do think the best opportunity at seeing strong and severe storms will without question be this afternoon on into this evening, and obviously we'll be keeping very close eyes on that. With our efficient rain producers, we're going to be looking at anywhere from 1 to 1.5 inches of total rainfall. That begins today and takes us through the end of the work week. So hopefully we'll get some nice rain showers in here. The progressive nature of the system should mitigate any flooding concerns. With that being said, we could use a little bit of rain, so that is not all bad news at all. Here's a full breakdown of our next 6-day weather forecast. We've got shower and storm chances literally in the forecast. Today, strong and severe this afternoon and evening, mid and perhaps even upper 80s for highs. Scattered storms continue Wednesday into Thursday with a warm and humid air mass residing across the region. And then rain comes to an end on Friday with mid-70s and then low to mid-70s for your Saturday and Sunday. Low humidity, loads of sunshine. It is going to be absolutely immaculate. Friends, and I'll wrap up your Tuesday morning Whether or Not forecast brought to you by our friends at On Target. We'll be updating frequently. Should any severe weather threaten our region, we'll be updating across our platform. So folks, stay weather aware, stay safe and vigilant. Have a blessed